Hi again, folks. What is it with American presidents and red lines? Has a lesson not been learnt, particularly when it comes to making threats in the Middle East? Joe Biden was led into these choppy waters on the weekend when a reporter asked him about Rafah being a red line.
What is your red line with Prime Minister Netanyahu? Do you have a red line? For instance, would invasion of Rafah, which you have urged him not to do, would that be a red line?
It is a red line, but I'm never going to leave Israel. The defense of Israel is still critical. So there's no red line. I'm going to cut off all weapons so they don't have the Iron Dome to protect them. They don't have. But there's red lines that if he crosses, and he cannot have 30,000 more Palestinians dead.
So Biden made a threat, but won't do anything about it. It was a thoughtless thing to say, daft even too, and only exposes Biden's weakness as a foreign statesman. Benjamin Netanyahu called his bluff accordingly, knowing 2/3 of his country want Hamas eradicated, and doing so means a move on Rafah.
You know, I have a red line. You know what the red line is? That October 7th doesn't happen again. Never happens again. And to do that, we have to complete the destruction of the Hamas terrorist army.
So there is no relationship, it seems, at the moment between Benjamin Netanyahu and Joe Biden. That is not a good thing. And when it comes to red lines, we've been here before. Remember Obama's red line during the Syrian war in 2012?
We have been very clear to the Assad regime, but also to other players on the ground, that a red line for us is we start seeing a whole bunch of chemical weapons moving around or being utilized. That would change my calculus.
A year later, Bashar al-Assad fired sarin-filled rockets at a neighbourhood in Damascus that killed about 1,500 men, women and children. What did Obama do? Nothing. It showed him as weak and became his biggest foreign policy mistake during his time in the White House. Now, as for Donald Trump, well, he doesn't have any red lines, we know that. Not even when it comes to his own behaviour. This was his version of leadership on display this past weekend.
2 nights ago, we all heard Crooked Joe's angry, dark, hate-filled rant of a State of the Union address. Didn't it bring us together? Remember, he said, I'm going to bring the country together. I'm going to bring it together.
Donald Trump mocking Joe Biden's stutter that he's had from childhood. Now, politics, as we know, folks, it is a brutal game. And Joe Biden's age is targeted quite often, and it must be said, fairly. But this is just a nasty thing to say and not how anyone should act, let alone a former president who is trying to be president again. If literally any leader in the world had done this, it would be the end of their career. But Trump is the Teflon man and just keeps on getting away with it. Folks, the next 8 months are going to be electric. See you next week.